and get beat.
Except for that 3 years in a row, you guys got bounced in the first round.
Yeah.
By like George Washington and
Yeah.
fucking Mason. Was it Mason or somebody like that?
It was some team in Iowa.
It's some fucking
it's no name team from Iowa.
dipshit you somewhere.
And that's what happened. I mean, it happened. And you know what? That's why I like about March Madness. You know, it's just like any team can get beat out at any time.
Right.
You know.
I mean, do you think there's actually skill involved? Or do you think it's who's got the hot hand? Because
it's who's got the hot hand.
Do you think so? Even with the single, like the real shitty little Division I AA teams.
Any team can. That's what I like is anybody and any team at any given moment can get hot. And they can play their minds out, and they can make it to the Final Four, and they can make it to the big dance. Right. That's why I like it over college football because I feel college football is just super biased over everything, and the powers to be always put the big three, freaking Bama, pretty much Bama, Clemson, and like Florida State or something like that. And they always give them the benefit of the doubt, and they always give them the best. The best ranking. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. Not Ole Miss. Notre Dame. Notre Dame's been shitty for the last 10 years when it comes to basketball and football. But yet, because of their conference and who they are, they always seem to get put in the best position to win championships, and it sucks.
Well, yeah, but they always play themselves out. I mean, they always get eliminated. But I think somebody like the Gators, Florida Gators. Yeah. Is a team that has perennially been good up until about 5 years ago. Yeah. And they haven't been good really at all since, Donovan or what's his name left? The
Tebow?
coach?
Oh,
no.
No.
The fucking, the young-ass coach that slicked his hair back like fucking, the old cat from the Lakers, Pat Riley.
Oh, yeah.
It's like I think his last name was Donovan or something. But that motherfucker took that team from nobody gave a shit about to being like, I think they even won a national championship under his ass. And then all of a sudden, like around, well, maybe even more than 5 years, but around whenever he left, like 2010, 2012 or something like that, they kind of fucking went downhill, and but they always seem to get thrown up in it with a good seed. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I really enjoyed when Wichita made it to number 2.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that shit. And then that fucking Louisville guy's leg snapped in half.
Yeah.
That was some bullshit. I was watching that live, and I about spit my pizza across the room because I remember specifically I was eating some Domino's artisan pizza, and I was eating the barbecue chicken or the Hawaiian jalapeno chicken, and that's not a commercial, but you know what, Domino's, I'll take a couple bucks, or even a free pizza. Hey, hey yo. But no, I remember that shit because it was like, you don't see somebody snap their lower leg in half on live TV very often. Yeah. And there was a split second where they showed it because, there's only a little delay, like a 4 or 5 second delay. Yeah. And so they had to turn it off. And when you see the guy, because he did it right in front of his own bench, and all the people on his bench stood up. They look like somebody like spiked a baby on the floor. Like they all shot up out of their seat, mouths wide open. They're all like, "Oh!" And then as soon as they realized what happened, in unison, they all like covered their eyes and spun around and like dove back into their chairs. It was pretty crazy. Yeah. Fuck that.
Yeah, that was insane.
But I don't know, man. I just, and I'll say it. I don't care. Like, I'm just not that much of a basketball fan. And I will say that I do like basketball. I think their season, especially in the NBA, is too long. But I like basketball when there's something on the line. And I think that's probably has something to do with the fact that there's too many fucking games. Yeah. They don't mean anything. But when it starts to mean stuff and people start playing hard again, like in the tournament and then in like the basketball, the NBA playoffs, I start liking it again because it becomes more exciting.
See, I've never been an NBA fan just for the simple fact that I feel like it's not a team. It's not really a team sport. For a hot minute, it just felt like a big and one contest where one player on each side was the one doing all the scoring, and everybody was just a role player to feed them the ball.
And that's how it can be. I mean, that's how it is a lot of times because there's only 5 guys. Holy crap, I'm burping. Because there's only 5 guys on the floor that can make that will at any given time. So one guy can make a big deal.
Yeah, but like in college ball, I feel like that the ability for multiple people to at any time contribute to the game is more likely than in the NBA. Like just because I'm biased, KU, we have Mason, who's our main scorer, and then we have our foreign player who all he does is rain down threes, so he has the ability to score at any time. Vic. Sorry. I mean, Vic. He comes off the bench or he starts, and he has the ability to contribute to the game.
Right.
And then we just have so many people that have the ability to contribute.
Right. And I think that in college, I think there's a bigger emphasis to show the NBA, especially if you have the opportunity to possibly go, to show that you are a team player. You can pass, you can rebound, you can shoot a jumper in, you can go in and lay the ball up or whatever. But once you get to the NBA, most people's game has to change to adapt to that.
True.
To that pro style, because just like in football, like there are so many shitty quarterbacks coming out of the NCAA right now out of college because college football isn't anything like the pros. So now you have a bunch of like pure athlete quarterbacks that can run and can turn it upfield and can play in an offense that is built around them to make passes. But once you get into that pro style offense and you're asked to go back and stand in the pocket while everybody's fucking trying to knock your ass off,
true.
Like it makes or breaks you. Even somebody like Cam Newton, the best of the best that's come out of college lately in terms of quarterback, is just a mediocre quarterback in the pros. He had that one good year.
Yeah.
But I've explained this in the show many times about the sophomore slump, and then it's up to the person to adapt after they adapt to you. It's a game of adaptation. Like the defense adapts to you.
Yeah.
You got to adapt to the defense, and then they adapt to that, and you got to keep changing. Whereas, Cam didn't play very good this last season, but he's had one good season and like 4 mediocre seasons.
Yeah, and that's why like people like Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Ben Roethlisberger, Matt Ryan, they find themselves in the playoffs, year in and year out. And unfortunately, we haven't had that here. Here in Kansas City.
And I'm going to get to something about that here in a second.
All right. Well, there's your segue.
There's my segue. Actually, excuse me. Here's my segue. So, with that, what do you think about Romo coming to the Chiefs?
Dude, I don't...
Tony Romo, ladies and gentlemen.
Fuck.
The starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys for the last 25,000 years is speculated, based on the news that I've seen, to be released by the Cowboys soon.
Dude,
quote-unquote soon.
And I bet Jerry Jones is about ready to fucking kill over that he has to... That's even
it's like
tabled. He's even tabled... To come to fruition.
I mean,
dude, I tell you what, Jerry Jones has been freaking Tony Romo's advocate since he came from college.
I was gonna say he's basically
his golden child.
Yeah, he's like his grandson.
Yeah,
and like he's giving away his grandson.
Yeah, I mean, and I understand because Tony Romo has been the face of the organization since he went to Dallas.
Right.
So I mean, and that's the thing, because in Jerry Jones, I'll tell you what, he's one great businessman, and he understands that you need a face to your franchise, and Tony Romo has been that guy, and he hasn't had anybody else to kind of be that face of the organization on and off the field.
Right.
So, but I think he's gonna have to. Apparently, he's gonna have to find somebody else to be the face, because I mean, Romo ain't it. Romo is not it. Paxton played way better than Tony Romo has, and God damn it, if we pick up Tony Romo, it's fuck that. Just for the simple fact that I don't think he'd make it. I mean, he wouldn't make it past like this third week before he gets hurt again.
Do you think there would be ever a scenario in which they bring Romo in to start but keep Alex Smith?
Yeah, I mean, because honestly, I think.
I mean, we're talking about the Kansas City Chiefs, by the way.
Yeah.
If you listen to the show, even those of us and friends that are in fucking Vietnam and that are in Iraq or that are in South America right now, if you don't know that we're talking about the Kansas City Chiefs,
you should know by now.
Then you should know by now. You fucking go back into your archives, okay? Yeah. We're clearly talking. That's our default football team that we talk about.
I've always thought that Alex Smith is a really good backup quarterback.
Great backup. He will manage the fuck out of the game
win you 3
of them while you're hurt.
Yes. Alex Smith, great backup quarterback. Now, here's where the line is. Either Andy Reid and the offensive coordinators are telling him specifically not to throw it downfield because he doesn't have the ability, he doesn't have the arm, he doesn't have the accuracy, or he's just not confident in his abilities to throw it downfield. Because there are many times during that playoff game against Pittsburgh where you had freaking Macklin or any other of the receivers,
Conley or whatever.
Conley or Hill, that were wide open 15, 20 yards down the field, and he did not throw to them.
Do you think that Romo can throw the ball to the deep guy?
Yes. Tony Romo has the ability to at least attempt and throw well down the field. Right. My biggest thing is he's not going to be healthy ever.
Well, and that's the thing is he has played like 2.5 games in the last 3 years, I think.
Yeah.
Because he had he broke a collarbone. Yep. Then he's broken his back twice in the last 2 years, right? Or no, he broke a collarbone, then broke a collarbone, and then broke his back, right?
Yeah.
He broke 3 fucking things.
Yeah.
But it was either collarbone, back, or collarbone, back. But he broke shit last 3 years and really hasn't played. So do you think there's going to be any ring rust on the guy? Or do you think he's going to be, other than his brittle little grandpa bones, is he just going to be fucking feeling great?
The dude is made out of freaking China. Like, that dude is just, he's brittle. He's not, he ain't, I'll tell you what, he ain't Ben Roethlisberger. where he can take a hit and keep on going, you know.
Right.
He just, the guy, if you don't have a line that's going to keep the defense off of him, you're gonna break him. And you know what? With the way that the Kansas City Chiefs offense is, if we got him, we would end up breaking him. And I'm sure we're not smart enough to get him for a good price.
Yeah.
That is truth.
It's truth.
Yeah. So, I mean, it would if it was Tony Romo in his heyday. Yes. Well, the thing that kills me about Tony Romo in his heyday, when he was good and not getting hurt, he was giving the game away. There's numerous times during the playoffs where he would throw the pick that would
seal the game.
That would seal the deal.
Yeah.
Or he would end up getting sacked that would seal the deal. So like he's in this, honestly, he's in the same boat that Alex is proving himself to be an elite quarterback. He has the ability to be an elite quarterback, but he just hasn't proven it. Not everybody can be like Aaron Rodgers, freaking, coming from behind, charging down the field, making that tying score.
Fucking
touchdown.
A, that guy.
You know?
Yeah.
God damn, I would take an Aaron Rodgers in a fucking heartbeat, and I'm sure every other team in the NFL would.
Shit, of course. Yeah. Who wouldn't?
But here's the thing: is we have it with Aaron Rodgers. Like, who was his predecessor? Brett fucking Favre. You know,
he had time to learn from him and
exactly.
all that shit.
Exactly. And same thing with Tom Brady. Who was his predecessor? Fucking Drew Bledsoe. Yeah. You know, Roethlisberger. I mean, they had some decent quarterbacks. I mean, I think not Tony Stewart. He's a Cordell Stewart.
Tony. Yeah. Tony Stewart's gonna start singing a song for us.
Yeah, that's the NASCAR driver.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that is him. I was thinking of fucking that old actor from like the 50s. Oh, no, Tony Bennett. I was thinking Tony Bennett. Anyways, what do you say we stop for station identification?
Sure.
Welcome, friends,
to Megalodon and Friends. I like these guys.
They're assholes, but they're funny assholes.
This means when Master P plays, and you can tell we're playing around with this shit a lot, just because we've got the ability to now.
We got new toys.
So when Master P plays, we obviously know it's time to talk about The Walking Dead, because it's the same. I mean, come on. You think one, you think the other. Did you catch this week's episode? And by the way, we are live. If you're on the Spreaker app, push that little chat button and you can jump in this motherfucker with us. Because we don't even care. We'll talk about whatever.
It's all about ready to ruin your lives.
Ready to ruin your lives.